Alright, check 1, 2. We back one more again, man. Big Mike, the Fat Baxter, and full of phys ed, Mack City Limits Radio Show, and PowerStrategy.com. With the player partner, man, Fuchsius, man, Tony Maceo, Magneto. I'm trying to tell you, man, we are spoiling you players this week. We are straight spoiling you players. It's going to be like the third show this week. And, of course, it's a situation where online are the gift that keeps on giving, man. We had to come back on and address someone that we just got to give him that work because he dares to step into the arena. I got to give him props for that, man. Before we start the shenanigans and the beatings, man, first of all, I got to get his points, you know what I mean, because he got the balls enough to come against his elders, the OGs. He know he's outgunned. He know he outclassed. Why he want to f*** around and get this ass whooping? I don't know. He done fell and bumped his head. What in the f*** is going on? King Mufasa. Everyone, give King Mufasa a round of applause for being the second victim this week on the Mack City Limits Radio Show. Good Lord. I don't know if any of y'all been checking out the comments section, man, in our latest video with when we were discussing what's that name, Sean James, and we're not going to make this about Sean James. We're going to leave that brother alone. You know what I mean? The Mack City players have spoken, and they don't want us to basically, harass the and that's never was our intent. But my right here, King Mufasa, for some reason, got a bug up his ass about what we did concerning Sean James, man. So he left some comments, and we're going to read them, and we're going to flesh out what's really going on with King Mufasa, man. Now, understand this. He been with us. He been rocking with us for a while, you know what I mean? He leaves some slick shit every now and then as far as some positive words, some positive encouragement about the podcast, you feel me? So, it's just going to be a light spanking. All right, we not gonna go in balls deep on this. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna give him a light work. All right. So King Mufasa, we gonna give you what the fuck you're asking for, little nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, how dare you come against your elders, man? Man, we your daddy. Man, sit your ass down somewhere with this nonsense you talking, man. Okay, so Fuchsius, go ahead. What I like to do. I like to start from the very beginning of the thread. Okay. So, what you want to go ahead and read it, or want me to read it?
No, I'll read it.
All right, go ahead. Now, once again, this is King Mufasa. I know. Go ahead and read the shit. You know what I mean? But don't go balls deep on this little man because he retarded.
Okay.
Some crowd up this nigga. I don't know what's wrong with this nigga, but we still gonna give him that light work.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. He says, I love you, brothers, but I'm going to keep it real with y'all. When it comes to this game, y'all are not on the same level with Black Ram. When it comes to debating, y'all can't fuck with hardcore Tito, just being honest.
Shall I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, please. This is nothing but a veiled attempt to start some YouTube beef. I'm assuming it's got to be that, because why would you even bring these up? You know what I'm saying? First of all, I'm familiar with both these cats. I don't have any sort of disagreements with these, man. I do believe, especially Black Ram, I believe that little nigga is on point with his shit. You know what I mean? So I don't have any disagreements there. But, why you would just come out the box and just throw names in our faces, I don't know. Maybe you got to go to the 48 Laws of Power 33 Strategies Award. Try a little harder, little nigga, start YouTube beef. Why else would you bring that nonsense up? I don't really understand what the purpose of that shit was. But just for the record, I with Black Ram and Hardcore Tito, he aight. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a couple of his videos, and I can't necessarily say I disagree with a lot of shit he spit. You know what I mean? But I don't know, Tony. What's your spin on him bringing up Black Ram and Hardcore Tito? What the f*** is that about?
It's a thinly veiled attempt, thinly disguised attempt to start some beef, some involved.
Right.
So, the thing is, I'm going to be honest. I'm familiar with Black Ram, but I don't listen to Black Ram.
Right.
I'm familiar with Hardcore Tito. I don't listen to Hardcore Tito.
Right.
I rock with O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Right.
I listen to Donovan Sharp. I listen to ARC. And maybe a couple of other people from time to time, because mostly, and even when I do listen to some people that I don't agree with, I listen to them because the shit is entertaining. You see what I'm saying? But as far as their personalities and their power, I really don't get into it. So I don't have one thing to say. I don't have anything to say one way or the other about a hardcore Tito or a Black Ram.
Black Ram is slick. I give Black Ram his props. You don't really fuck with him as far as because you don't know him.
I don't know him.
Yeah, but
I've heard him. They said that there's a saying that it's therapeutic or some shit like that. I don't know.
It's therapeutic, man.
Yeah.
I fuck with him.
But I haven't listened, so I'm not in a position to tell you anything about him because I haven't really listened. I heard him on some other people's stuff.
Right.
But I haven't really sat down and listened to him because, a lot of times when I'm on YouTube, if I'm checking out something, again, I'm checking out Donovan Sharp, O'Shea Duke Jackson, ARC, of course, Mack City. And other than that, if I'm not listening to those podcasts, I'm listening to audiobooks. I'm reading books on YouTube or looking at documentaries on YouTube. I'm not really that much interested in the vast array. Sometimes like, maybe there's a Tommy Sotomayor video I may watch or something like that, but for the most part, my sphere is limited in terms of who I listen to on Black YouTube, so I can't even relate to that comment.
Well, I think you brought that up because in the podcast, I basically said most cats on YouTube dare not utter the name Big Mike and Tony Maceo. You know what I'm saying? So I think he was bringing that up to say that, y'all all right, but there's out there that'll actually give you that work. So I think that was
well, I mean,
situation. Man.
Again, if that's what he's saying, they give us that word. The operative word here is dare not utter our name,
right,
or dare not come at us in a foul way.
Right.
So that's your subjective opinion that they will give us that work, and that's fine. You can support whoever you like. You can cheer for whoever you like. Our was nobody will dare say anything sideways to us. Now, obviously, you will be the second. We actually did have somebody to say something sideways to us, and he ain't said to us since. But the thing was, our issue was there was no one that was going to come and initiate any beef with us. That's what our statement was. That was in the context that we made our statement. But hands down, I still say it. I don't think that there's anyone that can deal with us as far as our content. O'Shea Duke Jackson said that, and that's saying something, right, because he's probably the most successful Black YouTuber, other than perhaps Tommy Sotomayor. He's the most successful, one of the most successful Black YouTubers, on social media. Right. So, the thing is, when it comes to our content, obviously he ain't talking about all of he's not talking about the breadth and the depth of our work. Right. He's talking about the stuff that deal with the right. He's not talking about our social critiques, because he probably hasn't even heard our social critiques. Okay. He probably hasn't even heard our political shows, which most actually don't listen to our political shows anyway. So I will say this. That is your position. My position is opposite. I don't think anybody can touch us when it comes to anything. And you know why? Because we're being honest about who we are. We're not lying about who we are. We can critique women the same way as we can critique ourselves. We can critique the government, and we can critique power and dynamics the same way as we critique a male-female relationship. We can see the universality of all those principles and how they work. We are more holistic when it comes to our content than any person on YouTube. That's my personal opinion. That's my subjective opinion. So you have your opinion, and you have a right to it, and I have my opinion, and I have a right to it, and that's just what it is. But as for Black Ram and Hardcore Tito, I don't have any.
Oh, well, check this out, man. Let me put a bug in your ear, little. This shows your age, man. This shows, how deep you are in the game, which it can't be that deep, because the whole concept of better game is actually ridiculous. All right, understand what I'm saying, man, because game is actually subjective. Yes. All right? The game that might work for me may not work for Tony. Yep. The game that may work for Tariq may not work for King Mufasa. All right, it all depends on your skill set, little. All right, so you going around talking about who got better game? That just shows you don't know what the you talking about, man. I give you a good example. There's local that was pimping on, right, and of course, I was pimping and doing the porn, but these other pimp was trying to convince they bras to do the porn. But guess what, little? They could not convince the to do the porn. So they was hating on me because they trying to say, like, how is this fat getting the bitch to do the hoeing and the porn? Oh, you know what I'm saying? So guess what? The fat had some sort of game. He had some sort of intangible that could snare the bitch and get them to do the porn. All right? So, like I said, it's not necessarily that I had better game. I just had a better skill set in actually getting them to do what the I wanted. Now, understand this. They were better pimps than me. This is the thing that's up. They were actually better pimps than me, and they made more money pimping. All right? But they couldn't get the bras to do the porn. But I could get them to do the porn. All right? So this whole concept about who got better game.
And not take penitentiary chances to do it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So understand that, little man. The whole concept of better game, really, that's erroneous. Game is subjective. It's all predicated upon your skill set. It's all predicated upon your personality, your spirit. You know what I mean? It's all predicated. There's different variables and different factors that go into what kind of game will specifically work for you. So we don't do all that better game shit. All right? Once again, just like my boy Vector said, when it comes to the 5 deadly venoms, he's the 6th venom. He's the one that basically has all of the skill sets. Not necessarily, he didn't master all the skill sets, but he's got all of the venoms basically round up and packed into one. All right? And kind of like, that's what kind of like me and Tony done did, man. So little look, like I said, we're going to spank you a little bit. Just a little bit, just give you a taste of what's coming, all right? So, I don't know, Tony, you got anything else you want to add on that? We're going to move on.
Well, I'll expound on that subject shortly.
Okay.
But, it's just, again, you are showing your age, and you really are. Because when you say better game, that's a redundancy.
Right.
Because, again, it's like, everyone has a specialty. Everyone specializes in something. Mm-hmm. So, again, you choose whatever you like, whatever works for you is whatever. And we've always said that. Let every man choose the art that best suits him. Mm-hmm. So if that best suits you, then go, bye.
Hey, personally, I think King Mufasa is trolling. I think so too. I think he just want us to do another video because this shit is semi-retarded that he hitting us with.
Yeah, it is. And it shows he's not really listening to our videos. He's not listening to what we're saying. He couldn't have listened to what we said.
Right.
So, I think he wants some attention. So we got you. Here's your 10 minutes. I'm sorry. Here's your 3 minutes of fame.
My Mufasa. Mufasa. Wrong with this, man? Go ahead.
So the next one he says.
Right.
Because that's what I actually told him. I said, I actually think you're here trolling. Uh-huh. And, you got your little shade off, gone off into the night.
Right.
And so he came back, and I think you gave him a comment too. Mm-hmm. And he came back, and here's the one that really got me. Mm-hmm. First of all, he says, let's see. I want to make it clear that I've got nothing but love and respect for both of you OGs, and I'm a fan of your work, and I'm here to restore balance. It's obvious because, he just swagger jacked us, the whole here to restore balance thing.
Man, he knew what he was doing, man.
Yeah.
He knew
so what you're trying to do is come in here and be slick and give us a backhanded compliment. I got you. Right? Yeah. And he said a couple of things. I want to say, Big Mac, please don't brag about dusty hood rat tramps stamping your name. Please don't do that. True players frown upon these masculine with tats, even though they occasionally. Now, wait a minute. Okay. All right. Never mind. And that's why some players choose to travel to places like Brazil to find feminine women. But let's not go there. No, let's do go there.
Okay.
Let's go there.
All right, let's do it.
We all know why those are going to Brazil.
Why is that?
All know.
Why is that?
They're going halfway across the world to trick.
No.
That's what they doing.
No.
So you're right. Let's not brag about that because you're going halfway across the world and you're not in luxurious palaces. You're not in Buckingham Palace. You're not in palatial estates. You're not in Swedish, Danish, or Norwegian models. You're going halfway across the world to a hood rat with an accent. So instead of a hood rat with tattoos, with slang, you go halfway around the world to Brazil, to the Dominican Republic, to the Philippines, to some hood with a Spanish accent. What kind of improvement is that? How did you level up? You just paid thousands of dollars to go on the other side of the world that I'm for 75. Brilliant, Mufasa. Brilliant. I see why he died in that. You do know Mufasa died in that cartoon, right? I see why. You go halfway around the world to trick. God, that took true player skills. That was brilliant. You went halfway around the world to find a with no future, to find a with no money, to find a with a broken family structure, and you went to place. And here's the key part: you went to a place where not only the preying on you, but her family's preying on you. She's trying to score money not only for herself, but for her family as well. So you went halfway around the world just to trick. You went halfway around the world to be an international trick. Now, if that's what you want to do, fine. But let me explain something to you.
Explain, Nick.
We have also been around the world. Now, granted, we didn't do it leisurely, but we went because we were in the military. So I know what kind of you can't sit here and spin it to me as though you're going over there and high-powered models. No, you're going over there to fish in the sewer. You going over there to fish in the gutter. You playing in the gutter and in the mud just like everybody else. That's how I know how young you are. Because if you would have considered that statement before it slipped out of your mouth, you never would have made it. You never would have said something that dumb. So I agree with you. Let's not go there, because if we go there, you may find out you're part of the family too. So welcome home. You're a trick like everyone else, true player. You're tricking too. Because on a historical note, or on a public record disclosure, Alan Roger Curry, who you also mentioned in this, which we're going to get to a little bit later, Alan Roger Curry said that when he went to the Netherlands, a place where prostitution is legal, he tricked.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. He said he tricked. He said when he traveled to the Netherlands, when he went over there to those areas, he said that he tricked. He went in his pocket. So I know you went in your pocket. You went in your pocket, and you didn't go through the call girl industry in the Netherlands. You went to the bottom of the barrel. You went and got the slickest bitch you can find. Where? In the hood. So you went halfway around the world to steal fish in the ditch.
Man, boy, that's some expensive tricking right
That's
there.
some expensive tricking.
And
yeah, they're attractive. They're attractive. They have big asses, and they and what it is hung up on the novelty of a different language. You see, it's kind of like what these niggas do, like when they fetishize the Italians. It's like what these rappers do. All these turn around and have an Italian rap name, Lupe Luciano.
Yeah,
you just like the sound of an Italian name, so you're gonna adopt that because you think it's cool. It's just like when you go over there, you think that because these are speaking a Spanish accent that makes them a novelty. But I guess I know what you won't do, player. You won't dare bring them back over here, player, because if you bring them back over here, player, you will find out how unplayer you are. You will find out the eternal truth that we've been saying from day one, player. It's not your it's just your turn. See, if you're going to be a player, there has to be some degree of conquest. But you ain't conquering them when you go overseas. You paying them when you go overseas, because you won't dare bring them back here. Now, the white men will bring them back here, and when they bring them back here, you know what they end up doing? If they don't have children by them and become wives, they turn those white men into cuckolds, and who are they? Everybody else but them. So that comment shows your level of understanding of game. It shows that when it comes to game, you're really severely handicapped.
It's interesting, man. How you want to go clear across the world and get a exotic in the hood.
Yeah.
He talking about the here in the hood. But you go clear across the world and get you another ghetto, man.
That's
also
the same.
Check this out, man. And he talking about we don't want them masculine. I ain't got no masculine on my squad. What, you can't find no feminine bitch in America? Come on, Mufasa, you trolling.
Well, he's saying that because that's the talking point.
Of course, I know that's some young man.
You went halfway around the world to find a hood without tats.
And also, man, the whole concept of him talking about don't be bragging about the with the tats. I'm like, okay, let's play your game. Let's say you do got some high power, some highfalutin bitch. Can you produce any of them bitches with your name inked on their skin? Can you do that? Well, if you can't do that, right, strike one. I still got you outclassed. Because even if I do only have hood with my name inked on them, that's still more than you got. All right, then. So, if you want to talk about who got game, who got better game, I'm still above you, my nigga. I'm still above, even with my broke down, dusty hood bitch. They still inked up, and they still got my name, and they still fucks with me, man, and they still serve my purpose. I don't see you representing none of that, man. I don't see you with no dusty hood representing you, and I don't see no high class representing you, my nigga. All right, we're gonna give you that light work. You wanted it, so we're gonna give it to you. You know what I mean? Easy on Mufasa, man. He, like I said, he been with us for a while, but the fella bumped his head. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what Sean James, like his cousin or some shit.
I think he's related to Sean James.
Some shit going on.
I think he's related
because he took this shit personal, son.
He did.
He took it personal.
I don't get why you brothers brag about growing up in the game. I was taught a lesson that ain't nothing to brag about.
Right.
Okay. First of all, we're not bragging about what we're pointing people to, or what we're carefully illustrating, is the idea of power. That's what we've always talked about. Power. What we've always talked about is how the world works in relationship, or in facsimile to male-female relationships. As above, so below. Mm-hmm. The microcosm and the macrocosm. Mm-hmm. That's what we're talking about. We're taking the small and expanding it to the larger consciousness of society. That's what we're doing. So it was never any instance to brag about. But anyway.
Hold on. Let me go ahead and interject that the whole situation where I'm talking about the tattoos, that's basically talking about power. All right? It ain't got shit to do with the broad. It's got everything to do with them basically following my mandate, following my orders, and basically, should I say, dedicating their life towards my goals and my ends. That's what that shit was about. It ain't about the bitch. All right? The whole concept of them getting that tat was dedication. All right? But you totally missed that shit, man, because actually, you telling on yourself because you think everything is about the bitch. All right? We don't think everything is about the bitch. We think everything is about power and control. All right? That's what this is about. And that's what that tattoo is about. It ain't got shit to do with no bitch. Go ahead.
Okay. I've dealt with in Johannesburg, Cape Town, London, Paris, Manchester, and I never brag about that because it didn't. Now, this is where he fucked up at.
Uh-oh.
This is where he Johannesburg.
You done fucked up, right?
You done fucked up. Johannesburg. Now, I'm sure there are some sections of Johannesburg that is attractive. I don't want to perpetrate the stereotype that all of Africa is fucked up and you got kids walking around with swollen bellies and flies on them. Mm-hmm. But I know this area that he's talking about, this is the hood.
Okay.
Cape Town, Johannesburg, this is the fucking hood.
Oh, yeah, that's the hood. I know about that.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
That's the hood.
So what you're doing, you're here trying to degrade our hood rat by going clear to the east to Africa to prop up some other hood rat. You understand? And then you said, then he tried, I guess he called himself London, Paris, Manchester. You are not in Buckingham Palace.
Man.
We know you ain't tricking with any of the queens.
You at the red light district.
You at the red light district too. You over there with them that are borderline meth addicts, smoking with brown teeth.
Man.
And you over there with the poor white trash of London. That's who you with. You're with the lower socioeconomic female in man. I guess he thought by mentioning London and Paris and Manchester that would make him seem more refined.
Right.
No, there are hood in Paris, just like there are hood in Johannesburg and Cape Town. There are hood in London, just like there are hood in Lebanon, just like there are hood in Trotwood. There are hood in Paris and Manchester. So you don't get no stripes by trying to throw out an exotic traveling destination. You're still international tricking with hood rats. You're the same as us. So please don't come here and try to ball rub on us. You're going to try to bump us off with our own. Are you serious?
Man. Trolling, man. Let's smoking. Mufasa, what the fuck wrong with you, man? Woke up on the wrong side of the bed, little
smoking the same thing that them he on smoking. That's what he's smoking. Let me continue here. Another thing, y'all brothers didn't check ARC when he said all black women treated him like a king. And deep down, you brothers know that sounds too good to be true. Y'all didn't question him. Y'all didn't question him regarding that. You should have asked him to simplify what he meant by that. Every true player in the game knows that's bullshit, and calling both of you brothers out to knowledge that he's bull. Can you imagine ARC saying that shit at the barbershop? He'll get crucified. Are you kidding me? LOL.
All right, hold on. Look. All right, so right there, he's calling us out for not basically challenging ARC. But before that, you skipped over one of his paragraphs, right? And this is what he wrote. This will make me think that trolling, because this is some retarded shit. The nigga said, LOL, you brothers can't beat your chest after coming for an elderly citizen, ARC.
Right.
All right? And he go on about Sean James, but I want to focus on, he said, he basically accusing us of going after ARC, right?
Yeah.
He said, you brothers can't beat your chest after coming for an elderly citizen, ARC. But then in that one paragraph, he talking about we not coming for him. We ain't questioning him.
Yeah.
What kind of you smoking, Mufasa? What is this stupid shit you hitting us with? What is this shit? What is it?
I think Mufasa's actually sniffing glue.
What is it?
One.
What's this talking about?
I don't know. I don't think he knows what I think he just wants. I think he is trolling. He wanted them to just want to have something to say. He doesn't really have a critique, so he needs to make one up. Okay. So first of all, we never came after ARC.
No,
we never came after ARC because we really. The first time I had even heard of Alan Roger Curves, we did a podcast like back in the summer of 2017. One of the podcasts we did back in the summer of 2017. And he heard one of our podcasts and he had some criticisms of it and he said we were a little bit off, but we elaborated what we meant and there was no problem. But I mean, it was never really an issue of coming after him because we understand each other. There's really nothing to come after him about.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because we weren't at variance with anything he was saying because what he was saying was
what we agree with.
Yeah, we agree with. And that's what the we were doing. So it was just a difference of his perspective and how he did it and our perspective of how we did it. So there was really no conflict. So there was no need to wage a beef with him. per se. But then if you go, again, this shows that you haven't really listened to our shows, because if you listen to the Time is Money show, we took on that very issue. You said, AARC, I got 2 questions. You say the treat you like a king, explain. Now,